Welcome to the Chapter 4 worksheet. This is a review of the first couple of sections, the graphing sections of Chapter 4. There's two forms of the parabola. There's standard form, which is actually in section 4.2, and then the vertex form, which is actually in section 4.1. So for some reason I did these backwards. So standard form, A goes with x squared, B goes with x, and C is by itself. H equals negative b over 2a is how you calculate the x coordinate of the vertex. So we take 4, which is our b, make it negative 4 over 2 times a is 1. Then we do this little calculation here. It'd be negative 4 over 2, which would be negative 2. The vertex coordinate goes in the center of my table here so I can make my parabola graph. When I can use 0, I always like to, because it's easy to plug in for x. And 2 spaces away from negative 2 would also be negative 4. Parabolas are symmetrical, so we want to space out the points from the center. So I do what this says up here. It is something squared plus 4 times something minus 3. I'm going to put 0 in for x, because this is the output of this is the y value. That's what y is equal to. It's something squared 4 times something minus 3. And mind you, these two numbers are the same here. So now I'm going to put 0 in, and then I'm going to put negative 2 in, and then I'm going to put negative 4 in. The nice thing about putting 0 in is 0 squared is 0, and 4 times 0 is 0, so the answer is just negative 3. These two answers are always the same because of symmetry, so this is also going to be negative 3. So really the only thing I need to put in is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, and then minus 3 more would be negative 7. So these are the 3 points I'm going to graph. 0, negative 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, down 3, and then 2, down 7. Alright, so there's the vertex. And the other points. If you type this into a calculator, here's what has to happen. You do need to use the parentheses. So if you type this in and you just type in negative 2 squared, that's actually wrong. You have to use the parentheses like I did there. So make it be something squared. So negative 2 is squared. Plus 4 times something, negative 2. And then minus 3. So it's negative 7. So if you type it in exactly how I wrote it, you'll get the correct answer. Okay, the next problem is the same thing. Except for there's a negative right here, so I do h is equal to negative b over 2a. It's a double negative, so it's going to be 6. That's a b, not a 6. 6 over 2 times 1, so 6 over 2, which is equal to 3. So 3 is the center point. Last time it was negative 2. We put 3 here. I like to use 0 when I can, and I'm going to, and then 3 spaces up would be 6, but 0 here, 0 there would be nothing. The answer is 8. That's the y-intercept. This down here is also 8, and then I just really have to put 3 in, my only real calculation. So it's 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 8. That'd be 9, and 8 is 17, minus 18 would be negative 1. So it should be negative 1. Let's confirm that with the calculator. I put it back up here. I might have went off the board, did I? Not sure. So it's parentheses 3 parentheses squared minus 6 parentheses 3 parentheses plus 8 is negative 1. So 0, 8 is my parabola. So I go up 8, which is there. 3, negative 1, which is here. 6 up 8. There we go. So there's the two problems done in standard form. Now we're going to go to vertex form. In some ways, vertex form is easier because you know what the vertex is. The h and the k are the vertex. So see, the minus matches the minus. So h is literally just 2. I know it says minus 2, but it's really just 2. And then the k is back there, it's 4. And then I pick a number on each side, use 0 when I can, and I'm going to put 0 in. 0 minus 2 is negative 2, squared is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. That's 8 as well. And then I can make my graph. 0, 8 goes here. 2, 4 goes here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4, 8 goes here. This one would be a double negative that you're not seeing. So h is technically negative 1. So it's negative 1, negative 2, 0, and negative 2. I like to use 0 when I can. Put 0 in there. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 squared is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. And that's going to be 1 as well. These are always the same if this is spaced out the same. So 0, 1 goes here. Negative 1 down 2 goes here. Negative 1 down 2. 1, 2. There we go. And then there. Boom. And there's the vertex. That's the turning point. That's the most important point on the parabola because it'll let you know when it's turning. This problem here, you're identifying some things given this vertex and given this parabola in vertex form. So the vertex is just 4, 7, like we talked about. You put 0 in, that always tells you the y-intercept. So I put 0 here. That would be 0 minus 4 is negative 4, squared is 16. 16 and 7 make 23. So 0, 23 is the y-intercept. The axis of symmetry is always just the x-coordinate of the vertex, so it's x equals 4. The minimum is related to the x value or y value. So you need to ask yourself, is this a happy parabola or a sad parabola? A is 1, so it's a happy parabola. So that means this parabola has a minimum to it. So it has a minimum, and the minimum is just the y value, because that's the coordinate point there. The domain is all real numbers for parabolas. That's the symbol for all real numbers. You make parallel lines, and then you draw the r off of it. And then the range is every number bigger than, every number that's bigger than 7, because 7 is the minimum. So we say y is greater than or equal to 7. Okay, the next one, we're going to do the same thing, a little different thing. It's negative, so it's an upside down parabola. So therefore this parabola has a max. The domain's all real numbers. The vertex is, it's x plus 1, so it's a double negative, so it's minus 1 and negative 3. Put 0 in, that would give you 1 to be negative 7, so 0, negative 7. So I just put 0 in for x, that'd be 1 squared is 1, so negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7. The axis of symmetry is the x-coordinate, so it's x equals negative 1. The y-coordinate is the maximum, because it's sad parabola. And the range is from this maximum down, so it would be y is less than or equal to negative 3 this time. Okay, we're going to write this in vertex form. So to write in vertex form, it says hint, find the vertex first. So we have, well, I have a is 1, so there's a 1 there. And h coordinate is negative b over 2a, so it's going to be negative 10 over 2 times 1. Negative 10 over 2, which is negative 5. Put the negative 5 back in. And then we got to figure this out. Type in the calculator. Make sure you use the parentheses if you do. This would be 25 minus 50 minus 2. So it would be negative 25 minus 2 is negative 27. So k is negative 27. So I have the h, which is negative 5, the k which is negative 27, and I have the a. So I have all the information I need to put it in vertex form. So it's y is equal to 1 x plus 5, because it's a double negative, squared minus 27. You don't have to write the 1 there, but I'm just recognizing the fact that it is 1 and it's the same between the two. So you don't have to write anything there because it's assumed that it's a 1. But down here, this is definitely not 1. It is 2. So a is 2 for free, because it's ax squared plus bx plus c. So we get h is negative b over 2a. So it's 4 over 2 times 2, which is 4 over 4, which is 1. 1 goes back in. So that's how you find your k. Put the 1 back in, so it's 2 times 1 squared minus 4 times 1 plus 7. So this would be 2 minus 4 plus 7. Negative 2 plus 7 would be 5. I got 5. Yep, that's 5. So h is equal to 1, k is equal to 5. So I have the information. Now I write the equation. Y is equal to 2x minus 1 squared plus 5. So this and this are the same parabola. All right, so basically this touches on converting between the two forms, between vertex form and standard form. Go between the two. It asks all the questions about the different parts of the parabola, the axis of symmetry, the intercept where it crosses the x-axis to the y-axis, or the y-axis, I'm sorry, and then the domain and range. Remember, the domain is your x values, and that's all real numbers, and then the range is the y values. And then the graphing types, if you have it in vertex form, you automatically know the h and the k, pick numbers, make your graph. And then if it's in standard form, you have to do the negative b over 2a in order to find out what the h is. Once you have h, pick a couple of numbers on each side and then fill out the chart using the putting numbers in for x to get y, and then you can create the parabola.